Have you seen such a bear, child? He took a water gun and shot at the ant nest. Although only a few simple nuisance, seemingly this little water flow, but the ants were torn apart by their wives. But he felt not enough to throw away the water gun. He replaced it with a water cage, spraying water at the ants like crazy. The water instantly formed a waterfall. The water instantly created a waterfall, causing the destruction of the poor quality ant nests. Most of the ants were left homeless. Many ants were caught in the flood water, were caught up in the flood, and that's not all. He kicked at the nest. It was like they were on a plane. The ants flew more than 200 meters before landing firmly, and he stomped on them. It turns out that all this is because Nobita was often bullied by the fat tiger, so he wanted to use the ants to take out his anger. But what he didn't know was, there is a wizard in the ant world. In order to stop Nobita's destruction, he used magic to make a bottle of magic potion. That night, the thunder was booming. The ant sorcerer climbed up to the Nobita's ear and put the magic potion into his ear. With the sound of thunder, Nobita woke up. He saw a small mountain appear in front of him and was scared by the giant game machine. Fell off the bed. That's right. Not only did he become smaller, he was also captured by a group of ants. The wizard pushed him directly into the ant hole. After passing through the rounds, he came to the place of judgment. As he wreaked havoc, the ant kingdom lost a lot of money. The soldiers hated him with all their hearts. They all wanted to kill him. But the final judgment was carried out by the queen. The queen said it was very easy to kill him, but it is very difficult to change the nature of people. She felt that this man could help the kingdom in the future, so she let him stay and work in the kingdom as a trainee ant first, until he becomes a real ant. His first mission was to forage for food with his team, but something went wrong when he was transporting the food. He doesn't have the limbs of an ant. He couldn't climb like them. The team immediately built a human ladder to pick him up, but he ignored them. What does the ant's tentacle do? It just has to shake it. It can sense that danger is approaching. The caterpillar seems to sense it too. This keeps it on the edge of its seat. Suddenly a fog fly comes down from the sky and grabbed the caterpillar, and the caterpillar flew away on a plane. The ants saw this. The ants raised a rock and threw it at the fly. The fly was hit by the stone when it couldn't dodge it. At this moment, Nobita and his friends were blocked by another fly. Blocked away. In order to protect Nobita, he faced the fly alone, but Nobita turned around and fled. He fled to some broken glass, but he fell into the fly's trap. Suddenly a fly rushed out. Nobita, in the process of running away, seemed to hit something. It turned out to be a firecracker. He picked up the glass fragments, using the sun's rays to ignite the firecracker. At that moment the fly came towards him, using the spikes on its tail, stabbed at Nobita, but they were dodged by Nobita. Then a firecracker sounded. All the flies were scared away, and Nobita became the savior of the ant kingdom. At dinner time, the ants handed Nobita honeydew. Nobita sucked it into his mouth right away. It was so delicious. He ate a big plate of it. After he finished eating, he wanted to have another plate, but he never expected. The stuff was excreted from the caterpillar's body. The ants asked him to eat it while it was still hot. This made Nobita's face turn green. Then he was introduced to the history of ants. He was introduced to the ancestors of the ants, the Martian ants, and the natural enemy of insects, the spray beast. Nobita saw that he was an exterminator. He remembered that he had signed an exterminator agreement with him before. At this moment, he had to cancel the appointment. He encouraged a few ants to come home with him to get the rainbow candy, but when he got home, he found out that the carpet, they couldn't even walk across it, so they used flower petals to control the flight, and then they used the fan to push them. Came to the kitchen and saw the rainbow candy, and Nobita called the phone to cancel the exterminator, but called somewhere else he did not know. And when the ant wizard learned of their actions, he drove Nobita away directly, because he was putting the ants in danger again and again. He had just arrived at the pond. He found that there was a monster in the pond.